One of the most effective systems currently in service with the Ukrainian military is the American HIMARS. These rocket launchers regularly destroy command posts, ammunition depots, and the occupiers' artillery far behind the front lines. Next, an exclusive report from FACTI about how this equipment operates on the front lines.
Guys, we have a target.
Our intelligence spots an enemy target in the Oleksandrivka direction, which means there's work for the HIMARS of the 148th Separate Artillery Brigade of the Air Assault Forces. Despite its considerable size, the HIMARS easily picks up speed, and that's even across rough terrain. Combat position secured. The vehicle commander receives the target coordinates and relays them to the gunner.
Yes, yes! Yes! We're ready to launch.
And finally, a hefty dose of American rocket-powered democracy is launched at the occupiers.
You're done for, Russians. Take that on the roads.
The rocket shoots out at incredible speed, and we shouldn't stick around here either. The HIMARS successfully struck Russian positions deep behind their lines, but now we're leaving the firing position very quickly because the enemy can easily spot rocket launches from the wings, from aerial reconnaissance, so we have to get out fast. We only have a few minutes for everything, and we're already parking the HIMARS in cover. Speed is the rule here, and it can't be broken.
Mission accomplished. Perfectly.
Besides that, the guys were in a hurry for another good reason. There's already video confirmation of their work. Here it is.
This is what today's work looks like. A direct hit on the target. The shrapnel radius is 50 meters, which means all enemy positions should be destroyed.
A HIMARS strike is truly impressive. It hits us emotionally and the Russians physically. Even a single missile can completely wipe out an enemy position. This time, Russian artillerymen were the ones who got hit. The soldiers of the 148th attacked deep behind enemy lines since the American MLRS allows strikes at distances up to 90 kilometers. And that's just the standard missile, not to mention the legendary ATACMs with a range of up to 300 kilometers.
Yes, fortunately, you could say that's our trump card.
That's how the commander of the 148th Brigade's rocket platoon, callsign Kraft, briefly describes the HIMARS. The soldier shares this weapon really has a dramatic impact on the battlefield and can change the course of the fight. And right now, there's a lot of work in the Oleksandrivka direction.
The pace is high because the enemy is advancing less, and is focusing more on fortifying their positions. As I said, we have to target the enemy's concentration points and fortified areas, not letting them gain a tactical advantage.
And now let's go back to the HIMARS cabin to get to know the crew better, especially the one who skillfully operated the vehicle, the driver with the call sign Vitrahan.
So what did the Americans say? The road, HIMARS, is designed for asphalt roads. If they saw where we drive, they'd probably be pulling their hair out.
Well, but it drives, so basically...
Where else can it go? It must keep driving.
This man has been at the front since the very beginning of the full-scale war. Before this, he operated a Grad. He says that even there, you had to leave your position quickly after firing, because Russian drones never let you relax. But with the HIMARS, the risk is even higher, because for the Russians, it's an especially important target. This is confirmed by the vehicle commander with the callsign Odessa.
For the enemy, this is a top priority target. Target number one, and they really hunt for the hamster. Why? Because we caused them a lot of trouble. Let's put it that way.
Problems?
Problems? Yeah.
And how did the name hamster come about?
I think it's mostly because of the name. Mostly because of the name, since it's kind of chubby, let's say. Well, it reminds you of one. Yeah, at least a little bit.
So from now on, not HIMARS, but hamster. Actually, the crew of Odessa has a great sense of humor. A good atmosphere in the team also affects how well the work goes. And this MLRS really demands that.
If you and the crew members do everything right, just the way you're supposed to, it won't let you down. The way you treat it, that's exactly how it'll treat you.
And all the crew members are versatile specialists. That's one of the main rules of the training that the soldiers of the 148th went through abroad, says the gunner with the call sign Aquaman.
Every position is interchangeable. That is, I can be the commander, the driver can be the operator, and the commander can be the driver, and vice versa. So basically, the training course was designed so that every position would be interchangeable to ensure really strong coordination. In other words, everyone works as one organism, clearly and precisely.
We've already seen the results of this clear and precise work, a very quick, accurate, and merciless death for the enemies. If the rocket troops of the 148th keep hitting the Russians so effectively in the Oleksandrovka direction, we can support the brigade's fundraiser for vehicles because most of their logistics depend on them, and without logistics, the HIMARS can't operate. You can make a donation using the QR code or the card number shown on the screen. Yehor Machlo, Alexei Evchenko, and Serhiy Marchenko, Fakti ICTV, United News.
And for now, our revenge against the enemy is the unity of all Ukrainians and providing maximum support to our defense forces so they can not only defend our territory, but also reclaim what was captured and inflict devastating defeats on the enemy along various sections of the front. On the Pokrovsk front, defenders are stopping several dozen assaults every day. The Russians' next goal is to reach Dobropilya. The occupiers are trying to cut off all logistics in this direction. Our soldiers have to walk to get to or from their positions, and it's not just the infantry. Drone pilots have to do it too. Often that's dozens of kilometers, and even the wounded have to make the journey. Maria Malevska will continue.
Stay healthy, buddy. Hang in there, man. More.
The sun is shining.
Yeah, bro, look. Either 6 milligrams, ibuprofen 800, and Kever.
The combat medic from the Rubish Brigade with the Kolfine Natsik is handing over 3 wounded comrades whom he walked out of Dobropilya. Styla.
Acoustic borrow trauma, mine explosive injury.
I made it out, and that's what makes me happiest. That my parents saw my profile picture on the phone. Everyone's happy.
We walked out on foot, yes. Why on foot? Because right now it's hard to drive in there with a vehicle, and risking a whole vehicle with 6 infantry guys and 2 drivers inside, well, that's just not an option. They just spot it and hit it. God forbid.
You have light wounds, the guys say, right?
Yeah. Just an artillery strike. Got a bit shell-shocked, but overall I'm okay.
How close did it land?
Pretty close, just a couple of meters away. Yeah, we were in the basement. The basement got hit.
FPV drone. Looks like my leg got hit by a small piece of shrapnel.
After securing positions in the urban areas of Pokrovsk and Myrnograd, the Russians are trying to advance toward Dobropilya. The settlements in this area have turned into complete ruins over the past few weeks.
Look, this is where we went out today. Where I walked just a couple of days ago, now there isn't even a foundation left. Nothing at all. Our neighbors, well, yeah, they're really eager to disrupt all our logistics, evacuations of the wounded. They don't care who they kill. That's how I put it. They're hitting civilians there too. A lot of civilian vehicles and civilians themselves have been struck. It's hot here. They're shelling us.
Overall, it's long-range artillery that's working here. So I put it this way. First, they fire through, and then the infantry comes in. Well, what they call infantry assaults. That's when their so-called zombies come in. Those guys, one by one or in pairs. And those who are desperate, they make it here and surrender, saying, I was already waiting for you to take me prisoner. That's how it is. Well, everyone wants to whiff. That's it. Everyone's been cleared out, so to speak. This sector, which Rubish is holding, remains unchanged.
Motorcycles or buggies, the infantrymen say, are hardly used by the Russians on this part of the front now because the distances are short. You can hear them right away, and that kind of transport won't last long here. Both the sky and the ground are full of drones.
There it is. Damn it, it's hovering. Look. Hey, give it here. I'll try to shoot it down. Some FPV drone is hovering, watching where the cables are laid. Because of the airstrikes, there are a lot of severe injuries. Most are blast injuries, mine explosion injuries, acute stress reactions, and burns.
When the invasion started, he was 18, and he'd been serving for 3 months. Then there were almost 3 years in the infantry, 4 injuries, and after that he trained to become a combat medic. He asks why his call sign is Naxic.
I have a favorite phrase. A nation is strong in its idea. Strong in the idea is the nation. That means for the nation, for the idea, you have to go all the way to the very end. Right here, you'll have a little hole in your ass. I poked it with my finger.
What's up with us?
All good, brother. Hey there, Spraggerroll.
What does it feel like when you find out that someone who was critically wounded survived and even kept his leg thanks to you?
Well, honestly, you feel like some kind of Superman? I don't know, like some kind of superhero. Well, considering how those same wounded guys write to you afterwards, saying you're a legend, you're the best, it's like you're, I don't know, even more than the president already.
The QR code you see on the screen right now is for EW, that is electronic warfare protection for the soldiers of the Rubish brigades. Each of us can help make sure they have fewer injuries and that combat medics have less work.
I wrapped up his arm. I wrapped it up.
Maria Malevska, Alexander Brinza, Ihor Serbrian, Fakti, ICTV, United News.
There's definitely plenty of work for the soldiers of the 34th Brigade as well, who are now defending Kherson with the help of interceptor drones. Their birds fly out to meet the Russian Molniyas and FPV drones, which are constantly attacking the city. They can't destroy everything, since the Russians are ramping up their drone terror, but they do manage to shoot down a significant number. Ola Shitai reports on the titanic work of the Guardians of the Sky.
Hey, it's on the left, see?
I see it with the ration pack. I'm going in.
Emotions are running high in this small room. The fighters of the 34th Brigade are hunting enemy Molniyas and FPV drones. They launch their generals outside. That's what they call these interceptor drones, and then control them remotely.
When we get closer to and approach the Molniya, the pilot carefully arms and prepares the initiation charge, then proceeds to detonate it near the Molniya, and the Molniya is completely and successfully destroyed.
Phil is from the left bank of the Kherson region, so we don't show his face. Sava, who now speaks openly, is also from the occupied territories, as is his comrade Hopri. Each of them has their own story of a risky escape from there, and their own reasons for settling the score with the Russians.
I'm from the left bank myself, and back then I said they were bums, and I still say they're bums. Even now, they can't copy us properly. They're flying with the cheapest video equipment. Yeah, and at altitude, it's not groundwork, you need detail up there. Our detail is much better, and our equipment is way more expensive.
In peacetime, Sava worked with Windows. When the invasion started, he volunteered, evacuating people from occupied areas and bringing back medicine and food. But in 2023, he moved completely to territory controlled by Ukraine. He joined the military right away, even though he had lost a leg many years ago. He wasn't afraid of any kind of work, and later he founded the Falcon unit, which terrorizes the occupiers.
And what about Falcon?
It used to be called, as a joke, they used to call us Funtics.
Funtics? Why Funtics?
Well, it was a mean joke from the air defense chief. We were called Funtics, yeah, but then when we started getting results and it became obvious, he said, well, we said, nah, it's not cool to be called Funtics anymore.
Here, the guys are flying over Aleshti. They're trying to intercept the Molniya so it doesn't cross over to the right bank.
All right, they see this puddle. You see this wide puddle on your right and left. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Go back. It's moving. It's going along the road.
I left Holopristan after the occupation a bit later because I had to constantly hide.
I avoided all of them, so they wouldn't see me and I wouldn't see them, because it made my hair stand on end. I couldn't feel at ease. I understood that they came, taking what's mine, what's ours, driving out a bunch of people and killing people. They destroyed my town. My city used to be so beautiful.
You'd often call the Russians anything other than devils in his interviews. As soon as I left the occupation, I joined the military with Sava, whom I had known for many years.
By the way, we went to the same school, but I didn't know him back then. I actually first came to him to buy a Euro-style window. I even joke, like, why did I come to you? To buy a window?
Before, Hopri was a manager at a farming enterprise. Life has changed completely now.
Land, we used to plant wheat, barley, sunflowers. Now we fly. When we were sitting there and I was making bombs, I could never have imagined that once I used to load bullets. And now I'm making something that destroys enemy drones. I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
While we're talking about this, another Molniya flies into Kherson, and the Russians even took the time to paint it. Our colleagues shoot it down and immediately send us the video.
To say that our work is safe? No, it's not. It's dangerous. Our aircraft takes off and comes back. They track us. We work directly on the front line. MLRSs and artillery are constantly hitting here. If they find out there's an infantry position on the Kherson riverbank, 1 or 2 FPVs might target it. If they find out where the pilots are, they'll throw everything they've got at that spot.
From time to time, our interview is interrupted because there's an urgent need to destroy anything unnecessary. Right now, they're shooting down up to 70% of the drones that terrorize Kherson. They say the best day will be when they manage to shoot down all of them, or when there won't be any need to do it at all. They imagine what it'll be like to return to their hometown and talk to those who chose to work for the enemy. But for now, that's just a dream they're working toward every day. Reporting from Kherson, Olha Chaiko, Volodymyr Kovalenko, and Zakhar Komak, Fakti ICTV, United News.